Hey guys, welcome to it, Independent Land Rover Specialist. So today we have a unique challenge. We are going to go buy an $800 Discovery 2. So this Discovery looks in rough shape. All the pieces for it are in the back seats. It's not running, it's faded, but there are a couple of good positives. 2003, so it's got the 4.6. It's only done 50,000 miles allegedly. So if there's no rust and it's structurally sound, this may be a win.
We got the trailer hooked up. It's time to go.
All right, so we made it out to the Eastern Shore, hour and a half drive, a little bit of a risk. So here it is, 2003 Discovery. This is Mike.
Nice to meet you.
Yep. So $800. Obviously, it's been sitting outside. A little risky. Don't know anything about it. Hasn't run in a long time. The water pump's off. A lot of parts in the back. A lot of positives. So for an off-road rig, as you can see, no sunroofs, which is a huge, huge plus. It's got the 16-inch wheels, which are actually really strong for off-roading. And with a 4.6 engine, this one won't have the diff lock, but we can easily add that. So this should be a fun build. So we've made a deal and excited to get after it.
So it's 2003 Discovery Land Rover. My dad picked it up about a couple years ago, thinking that he could just work on it for a project for fun. He had no intention of off-road or anything. It was just kind of just a quick flip for him, but you know, he loved cars. So picked it up, and then after that passed away, and then it just sat. So hopefully Dean over here can make it a really cool rig.
Yeah, so sad story that Mike's, but we'll do him proud. We'll get it up and running first, see how it drives, and then have some fun with it, and eventually pass it on to someone who can enjoy it and love it. Alright guys, we are loaded up back to the shop to see what needs to get this thing running. So guys, we have it back at Independence. Made it back. So next steps, we're going to get it off the trailer, get it up in the air, and see what it's going to take to get it up and running. So we are back at the shop. Welcome back to Independent. And we have our Project Challenge off-road machine. Ready to lift up, ready to see what's going on with it. Wow, don't know what we got ourselves into here. So we got this from Mike out on the Eastern Shore, brought it back hour and a half. He said his dad had bought it, apparently wasn't running, bought it as a project, and then unfortunately passed away in May, and then he decided to sell it. So not much known about its history, but there's been a lot of hands in it, a lot of untrained, unknowing hands, because a lot of this car is torn apart. Quick look under the hood. We got pieces just lying here. Water pump is missing, no water pump. Hose is disconnected, radiator half out. Someone had half the plenum up here, so top of the engine is all loose. Plug wire is all burnt off the car. Not sure if this engine had been taken out, put back, and just not finished, because it looks like some seals have been changed. The joy continues inside the car. A lot of unknown. As you can see, a lot of things taken apart. There's no ignition switch. We've got some pieces of ignition here. Shifter taken apart. A lot of parts. I don't know why. This is the amplifier. Oh no, this is the transmission control unit. ABS ECU is taken out. The body control module's lying there. Engine control module's hanging loose. And there are a ton of parts lying in the back of the truck. So this could be interesting. Tons of spare parts. Got a spare mirror, spare radio. Looks like someone was in. This is probably access to the fuel pump. Maybe that wasn't running. I have no idea what that is. 100% Arabian ground coffee. Great value. Oh. It has Land Rover parts. That's a plus. Lots of different dash pieces. This is a fuel filler assembly. So who knows if all these parts were because this car wasn't running or they scrapped another one. Maybe we can get our $800 back in a spare part. All right, so we have our Project Discovery up in the air. First impressions, not too bad. There is some surface rust. This has clearly been sitting for quite some time. So at the back of this Discovery, where they usually rust, these back chassis sections are in fantastic shape. So you can see this indicative of a low mileage car. Maybe it wasn't all the time on the East Coast. But all this is going to take just some wire brushing and some good chassis paint, and this thing will be great. Rotors, everything, all the brakes, calipers, rotors, all very rusty, so we'll replace those. Springs, shocks in great shape, but we're going to lift this truck, so those are going to go bye-bye. Tires are badly dry rotted. These are sadly the original Michelins. You can't get them anymore, but those are rusted. All pretty leak free. Looks good under here. This transfer case on these 2003s didn't have the guts for the locking section, so it has no internals to lock the transfer case. So we'll take this out, replace it with one from a 2004 Discovery that has all the gears inside for diff lock, as well as all the cable. We have all of that, but really good so far. Looks like a lot of coolant came out here from the water pumping missing. Some lines loose, boots all torn from the ball joints. Those are a pain to do. Wait a minute, what is that? Looks like someone's left it's a little Noid light tool. So this is to check for pulses on fuel injectors. So someone must have been working on this, dropped that down. So obviously the fuel injectors weren't working, they weren't getting pulse, so they checked that out. Dropped that, they were checking it out and dropped it. So that's a win. Free tool. All right, so I'm just gonna, while it's up here, I figure we'll just drain the oil, make sure it doesn't have any coolant or water or anything in here. And try and crank this thing over, but we don't want water to damage the bearings. Well, that's nice clean oil, so that's good. But we'll get that out there. Who knows how long this has been sitting? Many years. So let's get the oil out. Well, let's see if the engine actually turns over by hand. Got our 24 on there. That's not good. So that's a problem. So the engine looks like it is seized up. Something is not letting us turn the engine over. All right, so we're going to drop the oil pan, see what's going on underneath. So nothing really underneath taking the oil pan off, but next job, take the timing cover off. So I have a little hunch, and I'm hoping it's right. Looks like someone had the timing cover off because I see a lot of silicone sealant around it, and it's very clean. If they rebuilt the oil pump, if you turn it around, it won't turn. So I'm hoping someone took it apart, put it in the wrong way, and that's causing the engine to seize up. So we have the front timing cover off. So a couple of things here. What is not a good sign is it turns freely. So I was really hoping that this oil pump was put in backwards and it was seized up. So this is not the issue. Clearly this has been done. It's nice and clean inside, all new. A big no-no on these is look how much silicone and sealant is here, oozing out everywhere. There's an oil jacket right there. So this feeds oil through this passageway here. Look how it's blocked up with silicone, just starving the engine of oil. Wow, I wonder if it seized a bearing up because it couldn't get oil through. All right, so I think that's the end of a long Saturday here at the shop. I think we need to wrap this one up. Thanks for watching. Obviously part one of many on this off-road Discovery build. We'll come back and try and get this engine turning over and get this truck running, and then move on to the fun stuff. So leave us comments down below. Tell us what you think we should add to this first. Bumpers, winch, off-road tires, lift kit, 2-inch lift, 3-inch lift. What do you think? Like, subscribe, leave us comments. Thanks for watching Independent.
It's his home. Always under there. Doing unknown stuff.